let's do a quick update on my day 1 for the Huntress Amazon characters, Lightning Spear. And I just got through the campaign in about 12 hours and very tired right now. I'll try to do this video in one take, and I will update the written guide right after as well, so you guys can follow the progressions that I did on these characters based on my current characters. And just quickly show you the passive skill trees. I have 2 Ascendancies. I took Elemental Infusion first, and then I go into Critical Strike. And I think this Critical Strike node is actually very strong, and I'll quickly go through everything, and it's not going to be like a detail, guys. I'm going to do all the updates of my Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 progressions, and from Act 4 to Act 6. And if you guys are interested in the bot of my whole campaign run, I can probably upload that as well, but it's 12 hours long, and there was a lot of bug and disconnect in the beginning, so it's not that great. But for now, this is my current passive skill trees. As you can see here, I have about 13.62 to 56.26. So assuming that my character is in melee range, or if I have maximum accuracy, I would have about roughly almost 70% crit chance, which is really good. And this is the whole campaign that I finished, the whole campaign with this kind of gear. And I did use the spear from like level 40 all the way to Doryani in Act 6, and just kind of roughly all the gears that I picked up. I think I only bought the spears, and I bought it early, and then I bought another spear at level 55, but I didn't actually pay attention to the roll, so the roll was really bad. Like, I bought this at 55 thinking it's an upgrade, T4 accuracy, T4 physical, but this spear actually do not have any physical scaling, so it was only lightning spear, so just pay attention there. And then I was just tired, have a massive headache, so I just kind of finished the campaign with this spear. Damage was a little bit lacking near the end, but overall was a very simple and easy campaign in my opinion. Only take 12 hours. I'm just kidding. It was a really struggle in the beginning in Act 1 to roughly Act 2. Actually, Act 2 after I start taking the Dance with Death, and I think this is like one of the strongest nodes that you can take in the Huntress class actually, because you can see that I throw my spear very, very fast. Like if I don't have this node, my speed would be like, yeah, so 25% slower. And after I took this node, I was just kind of blazed through the whole campaign, and of course pick up some nice weapon and here and there, but I wouldn't say the weapon kind of carried me. This is like standard. My ring have some questionable roll, but overall just focus on lightning damage. I think overall physical would be better because my goal is to combo the Stormlance with Explosive Spear, as I wrote in the guide. So I roughly follow the Mobalytics guides that I kind of planned out and didn't really change too much. I used Barrage and then used my Stormlance, and then I detonate that with the Explosive Spear. You can also throw this in and do the Thunderous Leap to explode it. I didn't really use it because I like to play at range, and getting in melee was just kind of too rippy because I built this character to do more damage, and I kind of focus on my damage more than everything else. So let's go with the passive skill tree. So the change is not... There was a few changes in the beginning, and I could just not go to blur because this node is just bad. I don't use parry. Parry is just mad mechanic. Sorry. So I did not use parry at all. I moved to harness the element here, so path all the way here first, and getting the ignite chance is actually very nice because it pairs well with the explosive spear, and at least we have 2 elemental ailment on enemies when we are doing our single target damage rotation, so that's 30% increased damage. And later on, when you get the infused weapons and Embitter as a level 2 support gems, you can actually inflict freeze on the boss as well. So that is going to be 45% increase in damage. And yeah, so it's just passive skill tree. I fixed up a little bit. There was some attribute problem in the beginning, which I have to go for... Luckily, I picked this up, but overall, you will have some attribute problem. So just try to pick up attribute gear here and there when you can. Cook is actually very good, and I just kind of follow the defense anyway, so just take Cook is good. Catalyst is good. Path all the way here. So this is going to be like the standard trees already. The crit notes over here are very good, and by the end of the campaign, I start taking some defensive passive points so I can kind of stay alive. But overall, very straightforward passive skill tree. And for the skill gems, we have infused weapon with long shots, bullseye, and amphitheater. Lightning spear with retreat, vault, and spectral volley. So in the beginning, I was running different setups, and again, I will probably update in the written guide as well, and I'll try to think about what is the best setup that you can run for each act. But by the time you get vault, it's actually very nice. So let me just quickly show you what is vault. And vault is an amazing skill gem actually, because you can run around, build up these stacks, and then you throw your lightning spear and it's chained to everything. So you build up to 30 stacks and you throw, and it chained much harder than before. So even with spectral volley, you get spectral projectile that do damage. The idea here is that you are building up your spectral projectiles with Volt, so you're running around, get into the rhythm of building up for Volt, shoot it out, save up about 5 projectiles, and then you can save it for a rare monster and stuff like that. You would do a lot more damage that way. So Spectral Volley, you do 60% less damage when you actually throw out the hits. And again, I'm still trying out things, but the setup seemed pretty good in maps and in campaign in general. So you want to get into the rhythm of building up the projectiles as you run around and building up the Volt stacks. So they combo together, you build up, save up about 5 spectral projectile, and overall that should do a lot of damage. Also, you can combo that with the Thunderous Leap like that as well, because I have retreat. So I just gonna use Thunderous Leap to leap around, and then I can stop and throw out the spears and then keep moving on. So you can kind of see that about 1 Thunderous Leap and I build up almost 30 stacks of Vault. So there's some potential combination combo there that makes the playstyle a lot smoother. Alright, so let me just quickly go back to the hideout and we'll talk a bit more on the build. Alright, so back to the hideout, and for Lightning Spear, like I said, retreat, bolt, spectral volley, a lot of damage. I like it. The skill clears so well in the campaign. It's actually amazing. Combat Frenzy is for building the Frenzy Charge, and I have Electrocute on Stormheads. The idea comes from Zickety videos. I think it's a really good idea. So you just kind of run around, throw the spear down, and the enemy will get electrocuted, and you can throw enhanced lightning spear that do a lot of damage. So for the Thunderous Leap, I just have Martial Tempo, Untouchable, so I use this skill to just kind of skip through pack and stuff like that. Maybe not in the end game, but for the campaign, it is a pretty good skills. You can just kind of... I feel like this is so much faster than Leap Slam too. And you can just kind of jump around. I can quickly show some campaign footage where I just kind of hopping around the maps very easy. Barrage with Perpetual Charge, Premeditations. Premeditation means that the skill empower the next spell that you throw, so that's why you want to use Barrage, and then you throw your Stormlands to do more damage. And then you explode that with the Explosive Spear, and then just kind of rise and repeat. You can see the rotation here. So if you get used to the playstyle, it can just be like very simple. And while the skill is charging, you can throw some Spectral Spear. It gets kind of chaotic in the campaign, so some of my boss fight was not clean, but whenever you have the setups, you do a lot of damage to the boss. And Herald Thunders, I have Innervate, Magnify Effect, Spear of Solaris, The skill is kind of funny. I don't think it do a lot of damage. I'll have to explore it a little bit more, but concentrate effects, shearing flame, Stormlands with lightning infusions, electrocute, primal armament, and Stormlands is a good skill, so it's your main single target damage skill, and it built electrocute, which is good, and sniper mark, profusions, persistence. So for the single target damage fight, you would cast this on the boss, and you make sure that anytime that it is consumed, you would cast it again. And even in the early campaign, you can also crit. You have a lot of crits. Even without that main hand crits, the skill hits a lot. So eventually you'll crit. If I have to change anything, maybe I'll take this elemental infusion after I take the critical strike, but I'm not sure. I didn't really get much usage out of the elemental infusions. I think the Amazon or the Huntress is actually quite weak in the beginning of the games. So explosive spear, I have overabundance, fire infusions, and the spear that I have mainly have physical damage and lightning. So like a perfect spear would have physical damage and accuracy roll, and so I'll try to get that before I get into map. I just kind of do one map to kind of test out the build, and overall it feels fine. Probably going to try to automate a lot of stuff to make sure that it's going to be almost 1 or 2 button play style in the maps, and it's very smooth. Yeah, I think that's about it. Maybe I'll do a quick map, because I'm not sure if I'm going to show this in. Let's do it T2, because I feel let's just do a T1 map. Let's go here. Because my gear is not that good, so I just want to show you guys what it's like running in maps. Alright, so usually in the campaign, I just skip around with Under Sleep like this, because it feels pretty good. And normally for Thunder's, Thunder's Lightning Spear, yeah, you don't do a lot of damage just by throwing it, so because you have Spectre support. Right, so as you can see, the Spectre support, when you throw it out, when the skill actually throw out, it do a lot more damage, like this. Right, it do a lot more damage. But maybe this setup is not that comfy, so I might try something else. I'll let you guys know what I'm ended up using. But the rotation in maps or in campaign is just throw down Stormlands, get some electrocutions, and when you see the frenzy charge, you kind of Thunder Sleep, throw the spear, so it would be a charge spear, and you would get lightning infusions. And yeah, that's going to do a lot of damage. So just throw down the Stormlands, and then when you get the Frenzy Charge, throw out the Lightning Spear, and you can also use the Barrage on the Lightning Spear as well. Using Barrage, meaning that you will get the Spectral projectiles a lot faster. You get like 3 out of using the Barrage. When you fight already pack a monster, just kind of throw out the combo of the Stormlands and stuff. It's already dead. I didn't even need to do the Sniper marks. This will do a lot of damage, and it's not a glass cannon. Later on I'll build some defensive stats, but right now for the campaign, it's looking pretty good for like level 40 weapons and under level characters doing the tier 1 maps. Obviously the map is not that hard, but still, hopefully this kind of showcase and give you guys some directions. I am not sure if this is going to be the best gem setups that I'm going to use, but I'll try to figure out what is the best and most comfy way to clear maps. I would definitely say that the Huntress or like the Amazon Ascendancy is a late bloomer. As I get my 3rd Ascendancies and 4th Ascendancies get more items, this build is going to clear maps so fast. And I'm pretty sure that later on I can build loop setups with some kind of cast on crits and items to one-shot everything. This campaign this time is a lot harder. I'm not sure what GGG is cooking, but maybe the campaign will get nerfed. I've heard a lot of people having problem with spear skills, but in my experience, it has been pretty smooth sailing from level 28 when I was able to craft the Dance with Death Keystones, and the Keystone means that I don't use parry, you can't use the shield, so you're less tanky, but you do a lot more damage, you attack faster, you do everything faster. Spear does have some problem with the attack speed in the very early game, so it feels a lot clunkier. And I like to play range, so being in range, throwing thunder spears, lightning spears, feels good. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a map blaster. I can think of a few ways to set this up, but I'll let you guys know, and I'll be pushing the maps and pushing to T15 and farm some maps on day 2, but overall I'm going to make sure that I update the build guide as well. Sorry, it's day 1, it's kind of scuffed, and I did make some changes, quick changes in the campaign during the map run as well, so something might not be consistent, but after this video I'll make sure I do it properly. So if this video is kind of ranting, hope it's not going to be too bad. And again, you can see the Spear of Solaris not doing a lot right now, maybe with more link and maybe with a proper setups, because right now I'm still having most of my increased damage on the lightning. So you can probably see that the Stormlands and the Lightning Spear would be the main damage dealer over here. And I just want to stress it one more time that we are playing an attack build, so getting a really good weapons and getting good flat damage on your ring, on your blow slot is very, very important in your damage. If you feel like you're doing ZDPS, this is because you don't have enough damage on your weapons, on your rings. Again, like this is Act 3 Cruel Doryani, and I'm using a level 40 weapon, so damage might seem a bit scuffed, but I have been using the same weapon to kill Doryani on Act 3 and using it again on Act 6. So there's that. Overall, this is going to be a pretty strong build, but I am kind of tired right now, so I'll try to do my best to update the build guide. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments and I'll try my best to answer. Overall, 12 hours campaigns, not counting AFK and stuff like that, that 60 time, that's a little bit much, but I'm fine with this. This campaign got a lot harder, and I think the next tab that I go through this class, I can save a lot of time. So either you want to see another runs, then I can probably do it in a week, or if you want to see the 12 hours bot of this run, then just kind of comment down below. I can probably upload that as well, but it's 12 hours and there was some AFK and stuff like that. But if you just want to see my struggle in the early game, then sure, I can probably do that. Anyway, it's Lazy from the future, so the build guide is actually fully updated for the campaign with the gem setups and everything. I still might have missed something, but skill gems, passive skill trees, and everything should be updated. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the day 2 update.